Hello, it's 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition for tonight. Headlines. We have an important meeting with the members of the Child Protection Platform. For the international scene, serious violence against migrants at the EU border. Welcome to our newsroom. The Ministry of Women and Family organized yesterday morning an important working meeting with the members of the platforms of child protection at the People's Palace. The objective of this meeting was the implementation of the decree of the platform of child protection, which was signed by His Excellency the President of the Republic, Head of Government, in July 2021. The 3 points discussed were the following: the presentations of the decree to the members, role and responsibilities of each department, proposal of activities to be carried out. This meeting, chaired by the Minister of Women and Family, Ms. Muna Osman Aden, was attended by the representative of UNICEF, Melva Johnson, all members of the child protection platforms, namely those representing sectoral ministries. For her part, the Minister of Women and Family, Muna Osman Aden, indicate for her part that the 3 points discussed were the following: the presentations of the orders and to the membership, the role and responsibilities of each department, proposal for activities to be carried out. This meeting, which is part of the ministry's main lines, will aim at allowing children to enjoy all their rights without discrimination. At the end of the meeting, all participants will have learned about their roles and responsibilities toward children. The Secretary of State in charge of sports, His Excellency Hassan Mohammed Kamil, received yesterday in his office the representative in Djibouti of the High Commission for Refugee, UNHCR, Mr. Yohandam Kol Sakor. As part of a courtesy visit, the audience took place in the presence of the Director of Regions, Mr. Omar Hassan Abdullahi, and the Head of Communication, Mr. Idris Adoita Ahmed. Discussions with the UN officials focused on strengthening the partnership in the field of sports in relation to the UNHCR, which is in charge of the refugee issue. Thus, the two parties were able to establish a solid basis for closer collaborations between the Department of Sports and UNHCR to ensure the integration and development of refugees in our country, especially in the camp of Ali Ade and Markazi. The chairman of the Ports and Free Zone Authority, Abubakar Omar Haddi, received yesterday an important delegation of Japanese businessmen led by Mr. Koji Yamaguchi, Director General of the Inspire Africa Association, an organization specialized in the production and marketing of innovative energy solutions with a view to expanding its market beyond Asia Pacific and especially in Africa. The company intends to install lights productions and assembly units in our free zones. The delegation also visited our infrastructure, including the ports DMP and SGTD, as well as the free zone of PICA 23 and the industrial park of Demerchok. It should be noted, moreover, that the delegation was accompanied by the Japanese ambassador to Djibouti. A torrential rain fell on the capital Djibouti this morning. Almost the sky still covered with cloud until now. A calm and gentle rains of fresh wind surprised the inhabitants. Since yesterday evening, the directions of the National Meteorology has recorded very low rainfall with cloudy weather over the capital, with a cloudy weather over the whole territories, with the possibility of slight scattered rains on the western and southern part of the country. East wind weak to moderate, visibility will be good, and the sea little little agitated to agitated. Nevertheless, in this period where a persistence of the precipitation is foreseen, vigilance remains topical. A Saudi delegation accompanied by the Secretary General of the Ministry of Interior, Siraj Omar Abdul Qadir, went to the Ali Sabih at the border post of Galilee in the day of October 6, 2021. On their arrival, they were welcomed by the prefect of the region, Mr. Musa Adan Migane, at the offices of the prefecture of the region is in the presence of the head of the police detachment and the head of the Corps of Pias. The delegation was composed of members of the Djibouti Saudi File Committee in charge of security. The objective of their visit was the fight against illegal immigration. Thus, the teams visited the entry points of the migrants as well as the different possible routes they take. The Football League of Tajura held a meeting in the presence of the president of the regional council of Tajura, Mr. Omar Hussein, the president of the annex of RPP, the gendarmerie, and the police. The league proceeded to the distributions of equipment, drawing lots of the championship of Tajura, which will take place very soon. The president of the Council of Tajura and the president of the RPP Annex in Tajura remained the 10-club president for the league from the League of Tajura on the importance of practicing sports and that a sportsman must be synonymous with the discipline. The president of the Football League of Tajura thanked the prefect of the region, the president of the regional council, and the president of the Annex RPP, the president of the Djiboutian Soccer Federation, Suleiman Hassan Waberi, for their support. We regret to announce the death of Diriye Miguel Diriye, former parliamentarian, occurred last night in Djibouti. The late Diriye Miguel Diriye died at the age of 69 years old and leaves behind him a daughter and a widow. May Allah welcome him in his eternal paradise. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. And also we regret to announce the death last Tuesday in Istanbul of the late Amin Shamsan Saleh. The deceased was born on February 2, 1966 in Obok and began his career in 1973 in the offices of the Civil Register of Obok, a great personality and senior administrators of the city of Obok. The deceased was known and loved by the people of Obok for his patriotism, his professionalism, and especially for having been close to all the people of Obok through his life and his rich professional career. He leaves behind him 5 children and many grandchildren and a widow. In these painful circumstances, we address our sincere condolence to the family of the deceased and to all the Obok people. May God welcome him in his eternal paradise. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. For the international scene, serious violence against migrants at EU borders, Croatia has launched an investigation after footage was broadcast showing migrants being beaten and violently turned away by a special police unit. The Interior Minister said Thursday that local commercial television station RTL broadcast a report on Wednesday purporting to be shot on the Croatian borders with Bosnia in June, showing men wearing uniforms without insignia and hoods beating migrants with bats and pushing them back to Bosnia. The video was made as part of the investigations by journalists from 7 countries and who concluded that a system was being carried out by special units that mostly concealed their identities. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.